We didn't want to go in the Army. That meant digging trenches. I joined the Navy in September 14th of 1939.
The only thing I'd ever been on was a raft on the river that we built. I'd never even been in a canoe.
I don't swim. Well, they figured it doesn't matter. Nobody can swim 2,000 miles, so I just didn't think of it. I wanted to join the Navy.
I wasn't the only guy that would say, hey, I'm only a little kid, I'm not going to go and fight. We all wanted to go. We all had different reasons, true.
It was a 14-day transit across what was then called the Black Hole, or the Black Pit, because there was no air support, didn't have the range. So we were entirely on our own.
The Germans decided to sink as many ships as they could, crossing from the North American continent to England with supplies. When you think back, I guess the scariest part was, say, in the middle of the night, about 2 in the morning, you'd get an action station bell ringing. Well, you knew there was a sub. You had to get up on that deck as quickly as you could.
It's either feast or famine. You know, either things are very exciting or things are pretty dull when you're doing the convoys. You never know.
There were only so many submarines sunk by the Canadian Navy during the war, and all you wanted to do was get one and prove it. I can see that submarine sitting there. It's in my dreams almost.
And we picked up the submarine and we closed in on it, and that's when we dropped the bombs on it and destroyed it.
And then as it was going down, their sailors are dropping off and they're scared, they're yelling, they're swimming around.
Then we picked them up and we knew they could speak English because one guy was in the water and he was drifting away and he knew the word help.
HMCS Valleyfield, she got a torpedo. It was 225 guys were sunk on that one. They tied ropes around us, put us down the scrambling net. We're down there trying to get the guys out of the water. Yeah, terrible. We're covered in oil and blood and everything. We're down there just about an hour trying to pick the guys out of the water. We lost a lot of men. Some of these guys, they choked to death. The bunker oil and the salt water, when we pulled them out of the water, put them on the deck, they died, they suffocated.
You ask a 17-year-old kid, does he know what war is? 9 out of 10 will tell you they have no idea. War is hell, there's no doubt, until you see it.
I think about the fellows I went to school with that never came back, you know, in high school. I remember one fellow particularly, every girl in high school was nuts about him. And a hell of a good athlete. Despite all his attributes, he was one of the nicest guys in high school that I ever met, you know. And when I heard that he got killed, I really felt badly. It's not easy for me to talk about it.
But I think it's very important to keep it in front of the kids. In a way, is to let them know that war is not fun, it's hell.